Okay, so if you're still struggling writing these math models, you might want to go back and take a look at these. All right, so the first thing we always want to do is find the slope. Okay, so you can use any 2 points that you want. Okay, so I'm going to just try to use this one, 10, 5, and maybe this one, 30, 10. Looks pretty good, okay? All right, so when I'm looking for the slope, I'm going to do change in y over change in x. All right, and then this will be x2, y2, x1, y1, okay? You can pick the either way, it doesn't matter, you can pick any point. All right, so I'm going to do 10 minus 5, and that's meters, right, because that's in the y direction, and then 30 minus 10 seconds, okay? So that's going to be 5 meters over 20 seconds, which if I put that into a decimal, is going to be 0.25 meters per second, right? Because we always want to compare to 1 second, okay? And when you're writing the math model, right, remember the x final and the t are variables, okay? So those are going to just be written as is because those are the things that are going to be able to change, okay? And then v is the slope, so all I'm going to do is just plug in my slope right here, 0.25 meters per second, okay? And then I'm going to look and see where this starts, all right? To me, it looks about halfway between 0 and 5, so I'm going to call that 2.5 meters, okay? And you need to check the units on those, okay? All right, so let's try the next one. Let's look for some points. So I'm going to use 0, 40, okay? And I think I'm just going to use this endpoint because this looks pretty good to me, 10, negative 30. All right, so again, I'm going to have my x2, y2 and my x1, y1. Remember, any way that you do it is fine. Okay, x2 or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be negative 30 minus 40, and that's meters, right? Because I'm going to do y2 minus y1. And then 10 minus 0, that's going to be seconds. So that's going to be negative 70 meters in 10 seconds, or negative 7 meters per second. Okay. So that's going to be my slope. So I'm going to write the equation. And again, I'm going to put the variables in, x, f, and t. That's my y, right? That's my y equals mx plus b from my math equation. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to plug in my slope here, negative 7 meters per second. Okay, and then I'm going to look up here and see that this starts at 40 meters. Okay, that's that one. All right. Okay, now this one, right, you can find the slope if you want. Okay, but you probably can just look at this and know that the slope is 0, right? Because, like, if I do 1, 3, and 4, 3, right? 3 minus 3 meters on the top is going to be 0, so it doesn't even really matter what's under here, okay? So don't say that this has no slope. This has a slope of 0, which means it's moving 0 meters per second, which means it's not moving, okay? So if I want to write the whole equation, I could write this, okay, plus 3 meters, or that doesn't even matter, right? Because anything I plug in for the time, it's going to be 0, okay? So really, the position is 3 meters. So all that that's saying is 3 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters. No matter what the time is, the position is always 3 meters, okay, which means that this guy is not even moving, okay? So that's when the slope is 0. All right, so there you go.